Hello again, Alvin. Well, I'm preparing my van behind me there for another trip to the South Island. I've had several inquiries from people to give us a bit of a once-over of the van to see what's inside and how I utilise it. So come along and I'll show you around. So it's a 2010 model Ford Transit. This one I picked up in Australia, as you can see by the bull bar on there. This has worked well in Australia for kangaroos and pigs, and I think I've even hit an emu with it, although it survived. I got big driving lights on the front here, and they run with the headlamp, or you can turn them off. The bodywork is okay on the van. It's 10 years old now, and you have to keep at it. You see it's seeping a little bit there with rust there, and I'll get onto that. But recently I've had it to the panel beaters and taken it out, and so that there's no real rust in it. I got a tow bar on the back there, and that affords you some protection across the back here when you're backing in. Most of you will know what that is. That's a cassette for the toilet. I really don't use it very much when I'm travelling on my own. I've done all my checks, and under the bonnet there, the oil's still good for another 3,000 k's, and I'll do that oil change when I get down to Reefton. The water's always good, and I use this Clean and Repel here spray on that screen there, and I find it excellent it stops the noise of the wipers, and also keeps it so that it's easier to see out of with rain on it. With these transits, they have a fault of water being trapped in these bottom gullies here under the door, and those at the minute when you go for your warrant of fitness, they inspect that thoroughly. So in the cab here, it's a standard Ford Transit. I use Velcro on there and on my phone, have my torch there. I have a forward-facing camera there for security, and over the back there my GPS. In the GPS I've got four-wheel drive tracks and trails for New Zealand, Australia, and that's good. Had these sheepskin a couple of years, and I wouldn't be without them. You can hop in there even on a hot day and they're okay, and on a cold day they're just lovely. These curtains here separate the back from the front, but you can get through here no trouble at all, especially if you're a little fellow like me. So it's a big sliding side door here. These windows are tinted when they were put in, so you can see out, but they can't really see in unless you've got the light on inside. The awning is also a big help too. That winds right out and gives you another whole area up the outside here. There's a little retractable step here to help you get in and out, but you get used to not using that. In this drawer here I keep the brush and things to do the dishes. Just some basic quick meal things on here. My pots and pans and frying pan in this one, and the bottom one is I have a bit more emergency gear and cleaning products. While I'm looking down at the floor, you can see I've cut a rubber mat there to fit in Australia. This is where my idea came from. You get burrs and everything in the pastures, and when you come back into the van you can just wipe your feet on this here, and the burrs go down those holes there and get rid of them. This is a little 2-burner gas stove, and you get to know how to use that. Small amounts there, and a small fridge as well. I've just cleaned all that out so that there's no hiccups there, and up there is the freezer box, so whenever my sister gives me any whitebait I can get it back to Tauranga without it melting. This little cupboard here is handy too. I keep my axe, camping gear and a tarpaulin in there. And another feature of this heat unit is the shower. So this is a sealed unit in here, and down here we've got the hand basin there where you can do your teeth, and the toilet, and this is all able to have a shower. I keep that black rubber around in there, so when I put things into here for transporting down to the South Island, it doesn't scratch the white plastic. My beautification kit hangs there. Directly above the stove here, I've got this little cupboard. I keep my tea and sugar, and Bev likes some loose tea bags there. The main control panel here, this, you flip your lights off and on, the toilet light, the outside awning light, and the water pump here off and on. The sliding door, you can lock that so that it is inoperable. And the entertainment is generally the power points on the inside here, and this one here is for the fridge. I can also check how my water levels are in the tanks by pressing that. You see the one on the left indicates how much water's in the big tank, and there's just a little bit in the grey water tank. I keep my kettle in a bowl there, in there, because it doesn't rattle. And these are my cleaning products here that I bit of Genola for around the toilet. And this is a place you can turn the gas supply off of at night time. Vertical's on and horizontal is off, so that's just another check and balance to turn the gas flow off, so that you don't wake up dead. This, coming from Aussie, it had an air conditioning unit in there, sucking air from the outside, put it through a unit and then blowing it into the van. These are some of the outlets here, but I took that out. I don't need it here in New Zealand. When Bev's travelling with me, we have a bed each. We did have one big queen bed in here, but it was just too restrictive with the not able to put any cases and things in really, so I made up two mattresses exactly this size, 800, and they're good quality mattresses which give you a good night's sleep. Now that I'm a geriatric and I've had some experience working for old people, I put this here, and that just helps me get out of bed of a night time if I need to. So that's one trick. And the other one is this night light here. I put me breakfast bowl up here, and that just takes the sting out of the light when you're waking up in the dark. So it's not a sharp light in your face there. So that works well too. And when I close it all down of a night time, that's the only light you need really, because it illuminates the whole room. And it's easy to reach when you're here in bed. You can see I put these curtains in. These are heavy duty ones to help keep the cold out. There's blinds behind that, and these ones here are just doubly insulated. I leave them up all the time because I don't use those side windows and I don't ventilate that way. I've got windows on both sides, but you can pull them back and ventilate on both sides here if you wanted to. Now, in under this duvet here, I've got my electric bike. Let me show you. I've put Bev's mattress in my bedroom, dismantled my e-bike and put it down in the caboose and underneath there. Now this table is also able to be moved left, right or centre, but that's my best place to hold the bike in place there, and that's nice and firm there now. I've got some foam on the other side there, so that should be all right. Here I put my shirts and trousers and things in there. I still got a few more to go in there before I take off. Oops, I got to fix that too before it takes much longer. Over this side, when I'm travelling on my own, I have some towels up in there. And this one here, I have some biscuits and sugar and salt and just the odds and sods that I like there that I can easily reach and have a quick snack with when I'm having a brew. Something different about this van is those insect screens here. I had this van way up in Darwin and over in Alice Springs, and it is a boon there of a nighttime camping out in the desert to keep the mozzies at bay. You don't keep them all out, but that keeps good 80% of the buggers anyway. So I've got them on that door there, and on this door here as well, you see. Now, have I used them in the last 5 years in New Zealand? No, I haven't, because we just seem to don't have the insect problem here in New Zealand where I go camping anyway, compared to over there. So from here you'll see how the bike sits in that cavity there. Generally my toolbox is in under there. I've currently got my drone just sitting there ready to go. And this is my camping gear that I have in here. And puncture repair kit and etc. But that runs right full length of the bed, so I can get quite a bit of stuff in there if you want to. I've made this up temporary just to hold that mattress on. That does the job, and I don't worry about it too much. So that's a bit of the overview of the van and how I operate with it. It seems to be a great little camper, and I don't want to change it at the present time. You can park anywhere with them. I get about 9 litres per 100 kilometres out of it, and so I can get right down to the South Island on a tank full of juice. Overall, I intend to keep it. I just keep doing the maintenance on it and throw a new set of tyres on. So that's my Chariot. I'm very happy with how it's all going. I get a lot of use out of it, and no intention of getting rid of it yet. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.